being here on the show.
Yo! Narrow, no hablo, no hoes.
That's right, boy. That's right, boy. Welcome back. Let me play for a minute. All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. CZALEO Knows It All, episode 22. Who knew we'd make it this far? Thank you guys for being here. We truly appreciate everybody logging on to the show today. We actually, if you follow me on Instagram and everything, we actually got to change the plans today. Our guest we were supposed to have, CED Connects, couldn't make it today. So we're actually supposed to have my little bro instead, which is much better. Actually, we can actually do a lot of dope stuff with my little bro, but we're having some problems getting them locked on. But we're going to get them on next thing you know, okay? So welcome, everybody, man. We got a jam-packed day, man. As you guys know, there's a gang of things going on in the world right now, right? Some things that just came up, actually two out of nowhere. So let me write them down because I do want to bring them up. All right. So anyway, though, but welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody's feeling good today. Everybody get in the chat today, man. I'd like to make sure we actually get to talk about a lot of stuff today. All right. Let me log in here as a guest. All right, man. So today, man, we're gonna get right into it, man. I usually like to get into my rants early, right, to let everybody kind of know what's on my mind and to set the tone of what's going on. Just give it up for my boy Hank, everybody. Thank you for being here. My dog Hank over here on the ones and twos. So thank you guys for being here. All right, man. So the monologue of today, man, like you said, there's a lot of things going on right now, man. And one thing that really worries me, man, one thing I always talk about, right, is like I feel like I've said this many times, dog, and I feel like more and more things are going this way. And I don't say this with I'm not proud about it, man, but I think we're gonna lose World War III. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
It's not looking good. Okay? It's not looking good. Okay? We got a problem, dog. You know? We got a lot of if we had to go at the war right now, I don't think we're ready, right? I don't think that we have a weak kind of society. Let me show you a video. I actually got a video. Usually I don't have a video for this section, but I do today. So give me 1 second here. So I'm going to show you guys.
Of the shorts the boys wear is determined by their ratings on performance charts. Some requirements for top ratings are stricter than for Annapolis plebes. A lad who has mastered the pegboard will find a military obstacle course a snap. 200 schools the boys wear is determined by their ratings on performance charts. Some requirements for top ratings.
Those were kids back in the day, right? Those are high school kids. You look at all those kids, they're all slim, right? They're all buff. They all had to do PE, right? I remember my time growing up, PE, everybody who didn't want to do PE always find a way to get out, right? People that bring the gear, it was always like a kind of a pathetic thing. Most people didn't really do PE, right? Look at our ads compared to Russian ads, right? Let me show you guys a USA ad for the military.
It begins in California with a little girl raised by two moms.
Right, you know what? I had the Russian military ad, but you guys have seen it before, right? It's like super kick-ass, man. You watch the Russian military ad, it's a kid playing soccer and he goes and he's all of a sudden in the hardcore army, dog. They're shooting guns, they're shooting missiles, he's doing push-ups, right? It's just a mentality, man. And that's something that really scares me, man. I feel that we have just an overall weakening of our society. Everybody's always talking about therapy. Like one thing that it's really in my zeitgeist. I don't know if it's happening to you, Hank, but dude, everybody and their mama now is talking about therapy. Man. Therapy is everywhere. Everybody's talking about their past trauma and their healing, and you need therapy, right? And there's just Fear Inc. and everything is teaming up this way. And I don't think that breeds a strong society. I don't think that breeds a bunch of strong men. Okay, is there trauma and stuff? Yeah, but is there always going to be a little bit extra? Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people that we live in the fattest time of all time. Right, the most success of all time, and somehow find trauma in just growing up. Right, life is trauma. Life is suffering. Right, trauma is what makes you. That's what makes people. You know what I'm saying? So, it's worrisome, right? Russia and China are actually, if you guys know what's going on, they're teaming up right now, right? They're actually got their they're gonna back their own currency based on their own minerals, right? Not like us and our ridiculous system based on nothing, right? Where we keep printing up more and more money, blame who you will, right? But their strategies are tough, right? They're making tough militaries, right? Their TikTok only shows people who achieve things and men being strong, right? They've outlawed, things that make men less masculine have been outlawed in those countries. And where are we moving, right? What's happening in the world right now? What happened in Taiwan, right? They're throwing missiles over that mug, right? Because nobody respects us. It goes back to the word respect again. Once again, people always say, now we have people. No, what is respect, dog? In the last administration, nobody moved the damn muscle. Right now, if you don't realize what's going on, dude, we're losing everything. Russia's winning. They're winning. They're teaming up with China. When they take Taiwan, things are changing fast. When the winter comes in Europe, they're going to need everything. They're going to need Russian power, and they're going to capitulate. Ukraine is gone, right? You people don't realize this, though, because you're worried about how many pronouns you got. You know what I'm saying? We've never been at peace. There is no such thing as peace. We're always at war, right? Shout out to people like Hank, right? And people like oh, dog, what the heck, dog? My dog, man, from Brown Skin Investors, dog. I was Yazid, former military service as well, dog. Big shout out to my dog. Anybody who served in the military, people don't, the barbarians are at the gates, and we're here looking in the mirror, painting our faces, right? Having girly boys, right? Just like all the big societies did at the end of their reign, right? It's and that's always, if you actually look, have you ever heard of this idea of the fourth turning? Have you ever heard of this, Hank? This idea there's actually going around. It's been around for a while, right? It's actually a greater idea of, let me show exactly what it is. It's never mind, I don't know what I'm talking about. Where'd I put this thing? Anyway, well, the fourth turning, right? It's the idea that like every 80 years or so, there's always a giant event, right? And that every time a new economic powerhouse rises, there's always going to be a conflict, right? We're actually about 100, we're actually about 20 years late. So it's super due right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Chris is here. All right, dog. Welcome, my boy.
Hey,
Chris.
guys. Can you hear me? Good?
I can hear you good. How you doing, man? All right, welcome.
Good to be here. Good to see everybody.
All right, good to see you, big dog. Let me get to this rant here, dog. So yeah, man. So the fourth turning, it's that there's something coming, right? Now you can skip it, but a fourth turning is coming, right? And that means that every 80 years or so, there's a giant conflict that changes the world, and then giant economic powers kind of battle to see who's going to be the big thing, right? So that's where we're at right now, right? There's been a subversion right now. Even what happened with Donald Trump, man, that's going to just galvanize more people and split us up more, right? There's something happening right now, man. I worry because, like I have boys, right? I've had kids, right? And I'm going to have boys who, if we're at war, they're going to be right about age, right? And Garza's, we don't run. My brother right there, he joined the military, so did my older brother, right? I'm worried if they have to go, man, I want them to make sure they have strong, manly boys next to them, not a bunch of people who don't know what the heck they are, if they're a unicorn or if they're an alligator today. You know what I'm saying? And another idea, I'm just, with this coming with, what? The only way that we have to fix this now, I always say focus on Generation Alpha, but also right now, stop capitulating. Stop using this right now, dude. In my eyes, all out war, dog. I'm not going to use these words. I'm not playing this game. You're not changing reality. We need to buckle this up now. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop capitulating. Your HR department is not God. Okay, that's what they infected the HR departments, which have infected everything, and now HR has become this giant part of business where they manipulate. And they have this idea came like in the 90s. Some fool wrote a book about how HR it could be much more. How if you make your worker more, so they produce more, right? So that's this whole idea, and then that's where this wave is coming, and it's a sickness, big dog. So I don't want to lose World War III, but it looks like it's going that way, ladies and gentlemen. Start paying attention, start changing your mind, and start speaking up. From the boy CZALEO. All right.
Yo, with the speaking up, Caesar, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, what's up, big dog?
Hey, yeah, guys. When I saw what your post said, we're gonna lose World War III, it made me think about the kids that I work with in schools, and all schools really. Right. This is an actual thing that I have told kids in schools. I said, we waste too much time on discipline and focusing and standing in line, and we waste 20, 30 minutes a day doing all this stuff, and we get about 10 minutes of attention time. Right. So it's what do you think the other countries are doing? You think you guys are going to be ready for a war? What do you think the other countries are doing right now? They are learning. We are wasting time. So just want to say it starts at a young age.
Yeah, man. No, dude, I'm with you, Chris. I'm with you. That's a great ass point, dog. It's like their whole mentality and the whole way they look at the world. And the way we look at the world, man, our kids are beyond spoiled. We're spoiled. We're a generation of already spoiled people. who are making it even worse, man. This is something that's happening. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know. I only said this out of a place of deep worry. You know what I'm saying? Deep worry. And I want to help and I want to contribute. And I don't want this to happen, man. So let's pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move on to the news. All right. To the news, we got a lot of stuff going on today, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I'm going to add in some stuff because things happen in the meantime, man. So we're not going to get to everything here, but we're going to get to what we can, and we're going to make it wiggle, let's say. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking like an essay all week. I've been watching essay YouTube videos. I've been talking like an essay all week. I'll be like, oh, there's smoke in the house, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, got some eggs, you know? All right.
Hey, quick side note, Queen of the South, you guys should watch it. It's got a couple of essay lingo and some good stuff. It's an underrated show. Check it out.
Okay, Queen of the South. I'll check it out, dog. Well, my boy Alex Jones, dog, they're making an example of him, right? He went to trial and apparently he's got to pay all this money, dog. But I was seeing this thing where he's not like going to even end up paying it, dog. He's actually, because he actually got way more money than hopefully he's going to come off good. What I think is that it's going to go like, it's just a matter of time when the red wave comes. I think that looks like it's going to come. They're gonna like make it right, dog. I think, you know, he's admitted that he was wrong. Really what it is about the Sandy Hook, right? So he was wrong, dog. One thing about Alex Jones, I compare him to Donald Trump in that, you know, he might be wrong, dog, but he's not lying when he tells you, like when he said the wrong things, if they was wrong about those parents, but he believed it at the time, you know, and once he stopped believing it, then he took it back. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate people like that. Are you guys fans of Alex Jones? What do you guys think about Alex Jones?
I like Alex Jones, man.
I think the whole case has been a big mess. Even what he said, you know, maybe he didn't consider everything, what he was saying. I like where he came from, but you know, that is something you have to consider when you're making those statements, the families and the parents. At first, I was thinking the parents might be looking for a legal deal. At the same time, I heard that they were harassed and they've had kind of moments. And then again, $50 million, that's a lot of money for him to pay. That's a lot, whether he's rich or not.
I think it came out to like
that at first, but then with something else, they're going to add like 45 to it, totaling like 50. I don't know. Maybe that's what I read. But even $4 million is a lot. That's a great, you know? So
yeah, man. Hopefully,
disaster case all around. Unfortunately,
like for me, it's like OJ. Like they're really getting him. They're using this, but they really is for everything else. Because that fool says, you know, he's dude. He said some if you think that Alex Jones is just some crazy conspiracy theorist, you're so dumb. You're so not in the game. That fool's been so right. That fool's ridiculous. Dog. He was on the Epstein Island early, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so many things. Not about everything, right? He's a human being, and you know, he's a flawed person, man. But the dude is onto something. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and he's been out there. Giving smoke signals, right? Giving smoke signals, dog. So God bless him.
To discredit him. They're using this to discredit him.
Yeah, man, straight up, dog. That's how they do it, man. You know what I want to talk about? Another thing that's going on, dog, is I don't know if it's not him. I couldn't get. There's another guy. He's like an Indian. He looks similar to this guy, but it's a synth arm guy. You guys seen that? There's a couple of guys. They're known for this. They inject themselves with that synthetic oil. Well, one of them passed away finally, dog. He was this other. I couldn't find his picture right now, man. But he, you know. I just want to bring it up, man, because it goes to the whole idea of like social media disease. You know, when I looked it up, there was a bunch of fools. There was way more fools than I thought. I know about 2 or 3 of them right now. There was like 15 of those fools. You know, it goes to like our social media disease that I think people have, man. Like this is, you know, people are doing it for the likes, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's body dysmorphia. You know, it is like everybody now. People are gonna like get their bigger. They want to start looking like cartoons. People are gonna start getting like elf. You know. It's a sickness, man. This is another sickness. Like I'm telling you, social media, I think, was a drug that was unleashed upon everybody that we're not ready for. When 100 years from now, when they say this is going to be part of the symptoms and the sicknesses that happen, man. Everybody, you know, that's how you look, man. That's how you look. If you like the way, that's how you look. That's how everybody sees you. You're not that bad. You know what I'm saying? All of us, right? That's how you look, man. So, man, you know, everybody out there, if you have those, there's no need to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Just go exercise. Do whatever you can. You'll be proud of, man. You know. So it's good. God bless his family, man. I know that's tough, you know. It must be tough.
Love ourselves, man. Gotta love yourself.
Yeah, man.
Everyone really gotta love himself more than ever.
Yeah, straight up, man. You know another thing I want to bring up, man. That's really sad, man. Did you hear about that crash, dog, on La Brea and Slauson?
Drunk driver.
Yeah, dude. I'm always on that corner, man. So it makes me think, dude, a lot. I'm always on that corner, dog. You know. Hey, you know, slow down, okay? Slow down. You know, people out there, dog. These are vehicles. You know what I'm saying? These are vehicles made of metal and glass. You know what I'm saying? And like always, the person she survived, right?
Always. How is that?
Always, dog. You know? And those people burned they incinerated to death. You know what I'm saying? Sad, dog. You know what? Why? In LA, dude, there's a gang of cars all the time. there's a gang of things that can go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, just slow down, dude. I mean, wherever you're going, it's not that important. It's not that important. It's not that important.
She was drunk driving, right?
She was drunk. Apparently, you know, one of the story that came out, she was just mad at. She was pregnant too. Dude, another pregnant lady died, or her son. This young couple died. Like, and you know what? There was already this thing came out about something about like the gematria of it, like the date that it happened, like some numerology, some weird stuff. Like already happening, sure. Dog. Like, you know, she was a dude. Like, apparently she was mad at her man, and she just drove. You know, like just irresponsible, man. You know, and I'm gonna say, you know, every time it's always a lady too. Every time I have some, but I'm always I look over some girl right, dude. You know what I'm saying? Driving all fast. I'm like, slow down, man. You know. Just a terrible tragedy, man. Everybody out there, just be, you know, appreciate life, man. All those people, you see the video, man, they lost their life in 3 seconds. Not less than that, dog. Next thing you know, man. So appreciate every moment we all have, man. Hug your people that you love, man.
That one really hit home, dude. That used to be my daily drive, and seeing that, I used to see people speed, and I was thinking, where did she drink? You know, where there's not a place really around there to really drink.
You know what, man? I remember that's what we had. We flipped. When we were kids, we flipped on right there on those hills going to Baldwin Hills. We were in the Maxima going to Disneyland as kids. My aunt had come from El Salvador, and we actually had and if something happened, now we ended up flipped over right there in those same hills.
I was upside down before.
We were upside down. We were like, I remember Chris jumped up, seeing his body jumping. It was like it was a miracle. I remember that I was all pissed. I was like, so we go to Disneyland. Mom canceled the day. I was like, fuck. Holy shit, we survived. And I was like, hey, we go to Disneyland. This fucking sucks. But yeah, man. So be careful out there, dog. You know, I was gonna get into some other stories, man. But right now that we have some time, dog, what do you think, dog? They raided Donald Trump, dog. They raided the FBI raided his offices.
I feel like it's a sign of weakness. I haven't gone deep into it, but I feel like someone's scared. Why are they still messing with him? He's not the president anymore.
They're trying to stop his.
Why are they still messing with him? Because they know he's a threat. They know that they're like, oh man, people are starting to side with him. So I haven't gone deep into the story, but I'm not surprised. I'm like, he'll be ready for it. He's going to come out of it. And why are they attacking him right now? What's the story? Right? Making him attack him right now.
They're making him stronger, right? Yeah. They're making them a mark. They're making them a rally point.
They're showing their cards, right?
They'll be like, free Donald Trump. Niggas free Donald Trump shirts already, dog. I can see it, dog. You know? Yeah. I can see it, dog. Free my boy, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just find it. So are we being played, dog? Do they just want us all to do this? Or are they that dumb, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like what's
Is it a distraction because Joe Biden's sick, you know?
Yeah.
Sick. Is it a distraction? Yeah. Is it a way to like shift the power?
I mean, so the guy, he announced he's going to run again, dog. The person who's his number one, all of a sudden we're trying to arrest him. This doesn't seem, dude. Honestly, I would, but I think, dog. I honestly think that if I was on, you know, there has to be people like, well, dude, this is too far. Like, we can't be playing this, dog. Like,
why don't they release the list?
Like, even because I'm somebody who believes I know the political game, dog. Like, I would have not told Trump to ever lock up Hillary. Because that's not politics. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes those are like big boy games, dog. Sometimes you gotta it's just part of the game, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually presidents, they pardon the other people because it's just, you gotta keep the country together, dog. Especially right now, this just seems so dangerous, dog. And people are gonna super fucking split over this, dog. You know, it's like, it's all, the show's getting better, I think, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's what's coming, dog, you know? All right, man. So
show the list.
Yeah,
I want to see the list from the island. I'd rather see
I want to see the island list. That's what they don't want to show you, dog. They keep trying to tell us that.
No, what happened with that? It kind of got swept under.
Dude, Bannon, Alex Jones, dog, all the like, dude, we're literally living in like a banana republic. Like, people say like, oh, in other countries, when they come and they arrest everybody, like, he's literally like, everybody who thought that, oh, the Republicans are racist when Obama's in jail, watch what they're gonna do. They're gonna arrest it. They literally let Obama have his whole thing. Obama became one of them, right? Everything that people thought that the scary white men are gonna do, they're literally doing this in front of your face, dog, to a man that was elected by the people that the people love, dude. If they do this to him, this is just an example. They're gonna do this. You're nobody, dog. Nobody will ever stand up, but they're pretty much doing a Kennedy on them, dog, but just slowly, dog. And if they can't kill him like this, dog, they're gonna shoot him, dog. And that's what I don't understand. That people, I don't understand how you cannot see how he, like, I'm not telling you he's a perfect person or he's not another mafia, but he's just, I know he's not them. He's a threat to the they and to the them. Be they Republicans, the Democrats, or whatever, dog. They're united. I'm good. I believe that too. You know what I'm saying? So. Just a trippy ass time, dog, scary ass time. And people are like, if you're still out there like, we're the 3D racism. Oh my God, dog. You're like, oh my Lord, dog. Like, I can't, you know what, dog? Just continue with your life by all means.
I think it's sad that his phrase isn't taken seriously as people hear it. You just dismiss it. like fake news. People say, they just already don't want to hear it if they disagree with it. But I respect him because he's the introducer to fake news. He's the one that really put that aware. He stood up for us all those times that he was dismissing the reporters and people just put him as rude and a jerk. No, he was standing up for the people. Like, nah, you're fake, so I don't want to entertain that.
Yeah. That's why I started respecting him. Well, even people like, no, he's about himself. Right? Whatever. Even if he was standing up for himself, he's just not them, dog. He's just something, dog. And like I said, change is not linear. People always think that if you need change, it's gonna be this perfect, good-looking guy comes and defeat the ugly black people. It's not like that. It's complicated, and sometimes it takes a motherfucker to take out a motherfucker, right? And then some good shit comes from that, But like right now, it takes a wolf to catch a wolf. And, he's a wolf.
He'll come out of this though. I'm not worried about this. I feel like he'll come out of this fine. I'm not really concerned about it.
All right, man. So we're gonna go to the next segment. If I ruled the world, man, and it kind of goes similar to what we're talking about. All right. So if I ruled the world, ladies and gentlemen. All right, man. Where are the pictures I want for this one? Pictures are kind of all over the place, man. All right. All right. It comes to what we're talking about more than anything, what is supposedly a big deal, right? Our votes, right? This is supposed to be the big deal, right? Voting is what makes us it's what makes us Americans. It's our duty. Supposedly our vote counts, right? Supposedly it's the most important thing. Every time voting comes out, all the celebrities come out to tell you got to make sure you vote. Make sure you do your part. Make sure it's such a big freaking deal, right? Right. So if it's that important, why in the world does it have the lowest standards on earth? Right? I was going to have somebody on here he has a weed shop, right? I've been to a weed shop. Right? Every time you go there, those things are jam-packed. You cannot go to any damn weed shop. They will fucking shoot you if you do not have an ID. They have armed securities that will blast your ass if you try to get through the door without an ID. But to ask people for an ID of voting, that's racist. Oh, that's racist. Like, it's more racist to think that Hispanic and black people cannot get a fucking ID. If you think that we're that stupid and that out of resources, then you're the racist, right? Beyond that, there should be some kind of, you need to earn your vote. I no longer believe that everybody should vote because everybody's not as involved. Everybody's not as informed, right? The amount of people who don't know anything is amazing. I'm a political science major, okay? When I'm talking to my dad, he's a Guatemalan politician. He asked me like, son, how many senators are? I'm like, man, I fucking have no idea. They don't teach you fucking, you need this many votes. This is the 43rd district. You don't learn none of that shit. You learn how to be a goddamn left-wing revolutionary. You learn about Che Guevara and the communism movement, and you read about fucking Howard Zinn and the real America, and that's all you fucking get. That's all everybody gets. You know what I'm saying? People cannot name 50 states. And it shouldn't even be, I'm not talking about like it should be basic. Name 50 capitals. Yeah. Name 4 presidents. What do you think about this? Write a paragraph about that. If you cannot take the time to fucking pass a basic ass test, right? If you cannot take the time to go and vote instead of the whole mail fucking fraud thing, right? Then you don't deserve a vote. Everybody should not vote. We are not all fucking equal, dog. Straight up and down. And if you don't know what's going on, because with this mail-in voting, you know what happened, dog, right? There was a gang of people that they're fucking, we're gonna save the world, we're gonna stop racism. All the mail-in votes, they have a cousin and a brother that they don't vote, they don't give a fuck. They just work there like, hey, your ballot came. Oh, don't worry, we're all here. D. We're gonna do it. They got everybody's votes in the house. Oh, we did it for you. Don't even trip, right? There's a gang of people, they're not involved. They don't give a fuck. Everybody in the middle, right? There needs to be a standard. If this is so important, it does need to be a standard. And you know what's funny is before I used to think that, when I went to vote the last time for the California recall, nobody asked me for nothing, right? And that was right there in Del Air, which is a pretty darn nice neighborhood, right? You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh yeah, sure. They were like, what's your name? They didn't ask me I just gave them my name, and that was it. The vote before that for the president, I went to vote at Inglewood High, same thing, dog. I was like, wow, you really can just vote. Like, so I used to think, what I used to always think that it was, I used to think that illegal people, they don't vote. Because I know I'm from illegal immigrant communities. Like most illegal immigrants, they don't want drama. Right. They would stay away from that. Something like that is incredibly scary. Like, why would I go out of my way to try to vote and break it's not that important to them. Right. So I don't think that illegal people vote. But then the last time I went, I'm like, well, if somebody wanted, maybe not illegal people, but people can go vote twice for sure. right? People can go vote in more than one location. If I would have gone and voted there and then gone to Lakewood and gone somewhere else, I would have been able to vote as many times as I can. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that if I ruled the world, man, I would. Voting, it's a giant privilege. Like, you know what? I like. We're from Latin America, dude. Latin America election season is exciting, right? In Latin America, Guate, people take teams. You see the colors if you ever go down there for vacation during election time, you see it. It's like it's all over the TV. It's like this whole. It's much different in here. I will do something like that. It needs to be more people need to have more eyes on it. And it needs to be. I think. What do you think, Big Dog?
When you said about the
we got weird audio, bro. How's your audio? You got a headphone? Your audio's weird. Your mic okay?
No. Yeah, I can hear you guys good. Mine is off.
The talking sounds funny.
Okay, come right back.
We got 1 more minute, so let me wrap this up. If you get to, in the meantime, then we're gonna go to commercial. Though, if you want to look for, we'll do a sound check. Cool. So I do you, Hank? Do you want to say something?
What was your question again?
Well, just about overall, man. Like
overall,
making it harder to vote. Like, do you think it should, or it should still be just?
I think that I have different viewpoints. Part of it was what you were saying. I think California wants to introduce where illegals can vote. Right? Is that something that California's introducing, or
I think so. Oh yeah,
I've heard something like that.
Man, that's a whole. That's different, kind of a different subject, right? Like, shoot, like how long have you been here? Maybe I can hear, but no, I mean, there has to be standards, though. You have to be.
I believe that. I agree on that. I believe that you have to have. Yeah, you have to have you have to legitimately be here in order for your vote to count.
Yeah, man. Because it just becomes. It's supposed to be the most important thing. Why are we so loosey goosey with it? Right. It should be more. It should actually be pretty difficult, or like, what I'm saying, like something that you must show effort to do. Right.
Can you guys hear me?
Right, ladies and gentlemen, commercial time. We'll see you soon.
All right. Check. Yo. Is that better? All right then. Let me see. Yo. That better? A little bit. Let me switch my settings up. Oh yeah, no, I can't.
We look at that day as the day we met the 5th member of our crew.
Gentlemen, assume your positions.
Thurgood, Brian, Kenny, and Scarface.
You guys feel like you're floating?
This weed is fantastic.
Their job stink.
You suck, you suck, you suck, you're cool.
Their sex life is 0.
How do I know you're not lying to me?
How do I know you got panties on, Mary Jane?
I don't.
And their lives are going nowhere.
I'm a professional meter hopper.
You have smoked yourself retarded.
Yo, who's on munchies tonight, yo? Make sure it's 10% of 1 million, yo, which by our calculations is fucking impossible, man.
The Food and Drug Administration are having us do a study.
1 pound of marijuana, and you can sign for it right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, you, I got it. I know how we could get Kenny out. Weed, man, we'll sell weed.
Isn't that the custodian?
Maui, wowie.
When life is hard, I pick up that card with the smiley face.
This guy is weed crazy.
We're not drug dealers, we're fundraisers.
Go get me this Mr. Nice Guy.
Well, you know, I'd be from Jamaica, man.
What part of Jamaica?
Right near the beach. Boy!
From Universal Pictures comes a story that proves
I'm somebody's bitch.
3 heads are better than 1.
Out, man. I'll tell you what happened. Samson and his girls came rolling up in here looking for me. Because they said they was going to mess me up if I didn't bring them Mr. Nice Guy. So they probably roughed the guy up. Then they started going to war with the apartment. They got nunchucks, bolos. They be doing Indian burns. And Killer paid the price, yo. You know, he got the wrath. He got the wrath of the... I think it's more complex than that.
More complex than that.
You know what I think happened? You want to hear what I think, man? Understand what happened to Killer. You gotta understand who Killer the dog was. Now, Killer was born to a 3-legged bitch of a mother. He was always ashamed of this, man. And then right after that, he's adopted by this man, Tito Leibowitz. He's a small-time gun runner and Rottweiler fight promoter.
part of Jamaica?
Right near the beach. If it isn't Mr. Nice Guy. Welcome to my lair.
Well now, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, you know, I'd be from Jamaica, man. Not a mercy.
What part of Jamaica?
Right near the beach. Boy! I think
You're bullshitting.
Samson.
They can hear me. Chris can hear me.
From Jamaica. If I wasn't Jamaican, then why would I get this hot?
All right, man. Chris, you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you guys hear
We're
me?
having audio problems, guys. Yeah, I was talking about the movie, man. But anyway, it's such a great movie, man. This movie, right? Half Baked. Right out, it's the story of the four guys that live in New York, and it's just like weed culture, right? You remember when that movie came out? It was cool because it was kind of before weed blew up, right?
Yeah, well, I was little and I didn't know weed culture then, but yeah, it was a hit. It was a massive success.
Yeah, man. You know, Dave Chappelle early days, right? And how did you hear what I said about Jim Brewer? Jim Brewer back, you know, the white guy. He's dope, man. If you like the stuff that I talk about, he's super into conspiracies now, bro. He's like, and he was in Hollywood. He's like real spiritual too. He did all the stuff for his dad. That he did a documentary on. He's like a real good salt of the earth person, and now he's like all convinced that Hollywood is like full of demons and stuff. Dude, wait, check him out, bro. Like, and he tells the stories about how evil it is, and he's trying to flip people like to get out of it, bro. He's actually a super interesting, and he's still super funny. He's still a comedian and all that. He's still he's great, man. And this movie itself is great, right? Like I said, it has all those funny things, and then like those funny stories with when you get high, you start telling those funny stories. I love that scene where he's like, "You have to know who killed the dog was." You know? He was born to a three-legged bitch of a mother, and he was like, it's so genius, right?
It made me want to learn more about that guy, the crazy white guy, the dog owner. I wanted to know his story. What is he?
Yeah, right. Who was that Israeli guy, right? Yeah, dog. And then Cuban B, right? He was funny. He was like, fuck you, you're cool. I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was a cool guy, man. This was like who knew that it was gonna allow David Chappelle to be what he is, right?
Job stick.
But yeah, man, just a great movie about stoner culture. Like I was saying earlier, I've never been a big fan of like stoner culture that much, you know. But this one, it made it cool. They did it the right way without making it like, you know, without making it stupid.
Super funny.
Man. So,
it was super funny.
Yeah, dog,
I give it credit because it had a lot of I feel like back then weed culture was this big universal thing. It wasn't compartmentalized. Everything was one. So to do a movie to kind of relate to everyone must have been hard, but they did. Yeah, I remember like Jerry Garcia. I was like, "Who's that?" I first saw it and learned about in that Half Baked movie when he threw the potion thing.
Yeah, it was one of the first. Yeah, you're right.
They had to tap on everything. They also included Snoop Dogg, and
it was like one of the early things on like
MTV, real quick.
Right. Yeah, man. And it's always funny. It's gonna make you laugh, dude. It's gonna make the whole part with Mary Jane. The whole he has no money and he gets money. All of a sudden he's like, I have no money. Then he goes somehow he comes up on all his money to take her on a date. You know.
I forgot that.
You know, cool ass movie, ladies and gentlemen. If you have some time, make sure you watch it, man. It's a great freaking movie, dude.
I was like Jon Stewart. Have you done it?
Oh yeah, you know what? It's funny because it's really like a Gen Xer movie, right? It's like that's really a Gen X movie, dog. And Gen X was kind of that way. They were like more like sarcastic, you know what I'm saying? More like hard about their comedy, you know what I'm saying? Gen X is like a Gen X. It's that was like their rebellion, bringing like now weed is very like whatever, like it's not that cool anymore because it's like super legal, you know. The guy I was gonna bring on, I want to talk about the whole legality, like now it's all about branding and stuff. I kind of missed the corner days, dog. I'll tell you the truth, dog, you know. But okay, that's it. Yeah, so now we're gonna move on.
The most underrated scene for me was the Baldwin brother. When he was fixing things and they were like, we broke our pipe. And he was like, give me this. I've made it worse. Any real stoner has made weed happen out of anything. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, that's right, dog. You got a hanger. You got an apple core.
Most underrated scene.
Yeah, it is one of the underrated scenes. Great scene, dog. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the rabbit hole. All right, you know what? This rabbit hole is actually somewhat connected, dog. So this one is not really. It's actually something that's going on, and I wonder what people think and what you guys think. Right? The whole world of. Have you ever gone down the world of ayahuasca? Right? There's a word that I'm missing: LSD, and then hallucinogens, right? Like shrooms and all that, dog. Like Like Joe Rogan is always talking about shit like this too, but also even recently Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers came on saying that he's didn't that he went down to Brazil and he did this.
He did it,
and he had like the spiritual trip. Chris, where'd you go, Victor? Yo, Chris.
Got some love on the comments.
I know
Matthew
this guy's
Garza.
looking good. Yo, Matty boy, what's up, Big Dog? Yo,
I'm
Chris,
here.
did you hear about Aaron Rodgers and how he did ayahuasca too? He went down to he did it too. He did like the hallucinogens.
Sure did.
Yeah, dog. So it's a trip, man. Have you ever gone like? People say that when you do that, dog, like people say that they go to like another world, dog. Like they say that, and the thing is that trips me out is that it's like a similar story. Everybody has like supposedly, dog, you go to this and you start seeing like these elves. It's like and you start seeing like the world for like what it is, dog. And then people like see the same. It's like people don't see like unicorn. It's usually that you see these other people.
You see the
like
graph.
like these grand,
You see the graph.
It's like you
world.
come out and you start seeing like you see the whole how it's like a whole game and shit, right?
The Matrix.
Yeah, like you see the Matrix, right?
yeah.
And they're like these people that guide you and shit,
The
right?
shamans.
Yeah, the shamans, right? Like, it's trippy stuff, dog. You know, and it's like I kind of want to do it.
My take on that,
like,
I think that you go internal, and I think that maybe you see your own faults, and I think that because it does scare people, and that's what the shamans are there for,
right?
So they kind of guide you, they kind of lead you through your path, right? So, but I mean, I think I've never taken it, but I think that with you face your own, you see yourself for who you truly are.
It's kind of scary though, because I think because at first people have had bad ones too. I've heard good ones, right? But then sometimes it's like because you have dark shit in you, like
right. Well, I think that's also like where we're at right now as a society. Where we were talking earlier about the influence of Instagram or all these other things. So like, just imagine when you live in a not everybody's woke, right? But what about people that are not woke? They kind of just engaging in the social media and treating it as like this is the one and this is the thing, right? When you go inside of you'll be able to see like, wait, look at what I was doing, like, you know what I'm saying, like almost like not sticking to your core values, or I'm sure
people say that. People say that you go and you remember who you really are. Everybody's like, it's like you get like we've all got lost. We're all putting on a face, and then when you go through that, it's like you come back and you're like, I forgot who I really like. When you were 8 years old, like what happened to that
and
kid?
You connect,
like, we all have that moment.
Right?
We're like,
you connect with your true self. I believe.
Something like that, right?
I mean, I don't know. I would say, right? But yeah.
And then, but do you think some people? I don't think everybody can handle that, though. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a lot. Have you guys ever heard those ideas about like the high ape theory? Like, there's a lot of theories, or they even say like, you know how Moses? They say like, I think it was Moses that when he went and the tree started burning and he started seeing these visions. People say that tree was just like shrooms. He was just like what he did was.
I don't want no disrespect.
Yeah, no disrespect. I'm not saying that this is true.
Any religion.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is true.
But I also believe that. I believe that the burning fire could have been.
Yeah, it was
cannabis.
Yeah, it was like cannabis. And he started. And then there's also these other theories about like high apes, like if you're on the other side, if you believe like evolution, that like they ate mushrooms. Like that's one of the big jumping points in our evolution of the mind. Once they started eating like those things, that the monkeys, their mind went to different places that other, you know what I'm saying? To our brains, it caused that and had us like go up, dog. So, and it's all like it's the same thing as we, like it's from the earth. You know what I'm saying? So like, is it bad? You know, should you?
I mean, what is it really doing? It's dropping your senses so you could focus in other places, right?
Right.
So not all your senses are going at the same time. It's like we'd open the doorway that it opens, right? All of it's really just slowing you down, right? And
it's like everything slows down.
Yeah, and it's giving you the opportunity to see other things, right? That you normally wouldn't look at because you're on your day-to-day, right?
Grind.
So grind, yeah. So maybe
does anybody out there have experience with this stuff? It's like, where can we do? There's another word that is like there's another word that I'm looking for. That's not that's what is it? I forgot now, but it's in the same pathogen, right? And then now there's also like there's a lot of people arguing for them to be part of like PTSD. That they said that like it'll help, like that we should stop.
There's a Netflix documentary on that.
Yeah, that we should stop putting them in the negative category. That these things, it's not hallucinogens and it's not ayahuasca. There's another word in between that I fucking can't remember right now. But they're talking about psychedelics. Bam, smart dog. There you go. Bam, dog. About bringing it into medicine, dude, you know. So interesting stuff, man. If you guys ever get a chance into, because they're also like it goes into the whole ancient, like they do this in the Amazon and
it's a thing. It's a religious.
It's an experience, you know.
I would say I don't have that much with it. I probably like shrooms was like the most craziest thing I did in terms of that stuff. I would just tell people you gotta be careful with timing and why you're doing it and when you're doing it and who you're doing it with. And don't look at it as a solution. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm doing this bad, so let me just try this out. No, you know, just look at it maybe for an experience. That would
Yeah,
be my
they say
take.
overall with drugs, and they say overall like with drugs and everything, it's like it makes you more of what you are. So
Yeah.
if you're sad, you're not gonna get happy. You're gonna get more sad, right?
Yeah.
So at the very least, do it when you're happy. Don't do them at all. Don't do drugs, ladies and gentlemen.
Aaron Rodgers, I could understand why he did it. Him being him, the timeline of his age and where he's at in life right now.
True.
Again.
True, and all the I can see him wanting to get out of this world. I mean, you know, something out, like nonsense. Crazy stuff, though, ladies and gentlemen. You know, stuff that you should. We're not recommending in any way, right? But just interesting ideas out there in this world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Now we're gonna move on to.
Trey, you may think I'm being hard on you right now, but I'm not. I'm trying to teach you how to be responsible. It's like your little friends across the street. They don't have anybody to show them how to do that. They don't. You're going to see how they end up, too.
All right, man. This is really important, dog, especially these days, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, man, it's crazy out there, dog.
It is.
It's crazy. Right now, honestly, people run up to people, shoot people. I heard that the new thing is they don't rob you no more. They stab you first, and then they rob you. It's not even, you know what I'm saying? One thing that your daddy should have taught you that I know, and it's taught, I have boys that are one day going to be, and it worries me because I think we all think back on our teenage years and all the stupid shit we got into, dog. And I'm like, man, it worries me so much, man. But if your dad hasn't taught you this, do not get into street fights. Okay? Even this is George Masvidal. That's how he came up, street fighting, dog. But even fools who are professional fighters, they'll tell you, don't do it. Street fights, it's not, even if you have training, if let's say you know what you're doing, street fight, it's not in the ring. No. They're not going to have the same stance as you, right? There's people coming out of nowhere. The balance is off. You're a kicker. Guess what? You're wearing tight jeans today. Them kicks don't work, you know what I'm saying? Don't do it. I see videos. I'm always, you know, I have a crazy ass echo chamber, right? People get stabbed up. As soon as somebody comes out, I saw this video. I think Jimmy might have sent it to us, dog. Dude, these fools, they're just young. They're like these people. Oh, what's up? The fool brings off a knife, a filero, and then this fool's like, oh, why you being? Oh, and they're just doing the little, oh. One fool go like this real quick. The fool doing like that. All of a sudden, you see the kid standing. He's just like, at that moment, he fucked up, dog. It split. The kid died, dog. Fucking neck right.
He hit his throat.
He hit his throat. It's over. It's over. Even the kid, you know, it was like the little game of like, over. Legality, right? People jumping in. There is no honor. Okay, there is no in street fights. Nobody gives a damn, dog. The world. I try not to get into it, but they always them. I try not to watch them, dog. Like there's a whole world star hip hop, but just based on that, right? People, and the thing is, this perpetuates more, and people think that's the standard. You might have honor. You're like, I want to stomp somebody up, but somebody will stomp your ass up. Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn. If you're there with your lady, walk away. Walk away. It's the best thing, dog. Street fights are stupid. There's no point. Like, protect yourself, right? I'm not telling you, right? If you have absolutely no somebody's come at you, got to, and always be prepared, always be strong. But don't go out in any way.
Also,
right?
the law
it takes one lucky punch. Right? Like Matthew said, right? The law, the legality,
the legality is how it all functions. Because if the person, so let's say that someone comes at you, you defend yourself, and then that same rage, and let's say they turn around and start running. The moment you engage in chasing, you're not fearing for your life anymore.
Yep.
At that point, if you do something to them and they say, "Well, I was running away," they won. They won. The other side of that is, let's say that it's a fair fight. Let's just even say it's a fair fight, and you cock his ass and they land on the floor a certain way and they die.
Yeah, or they're retarded forever.
That's murder on you.
Murder, dog. Right. Or you're gonna have to pay his thing for life because he hit his head now, and it happened, dog. Now they're in a wheelchair. Now they can't provide for their family.
Yeah, now right now showing your machismo and all that. That's not how you're gonna settle it. Man.
And then there's also a bunch of videos right now of store owners of small businesses shooting fools and stabbing fools. You seen the one when they stab those fools? Yeah. Right now, dog, people are crazy on both. People are out there in the streets getting people, okay, and then people are protecting their businesses. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in this big city like we are, man, don't get into nothing. Don't get into nothing. Right now, there's drug addicts out there. Everybody, it's just a dangerous time. Do not engage in street fights. Don't get pumped up by drunk women. There's a lot of fools that, if you have a girl that, like, go ahead, dad. Fuck, dude. Dude. Don't listen to her, dumbass. Okay? Women, don't be that lady. Don't get your man into things that he cannot handle. Okay? Payback is a bitch. People remember, no good comes out of it. Please, by all, everybody, don't do it. It's the absolute last resort. You know what I'm saying? And also, nobody cares.
Yeah.
People, they'll film you. The last time I told you what happened to me, they will film you, dog.
Before
they will not. They don't care. They'll be out there on their phone and they'll watch you die. You know what I'm saying? They'll watch you die. They'll be like, damn fool, look, dog, you getting John fool, look fool, look, damn fool. So don't do it, man. Don't do it.
That's what's on my mind. The accountability of other people. Like number one, jumping somebody, that's cowardly, bro. That's two people jumping in on 1, 3.
Yeah,
that's cowardly. That needs to be talked about more. And then number two, people just standing there and watching. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, that we have to be better about that. You know, we have to be better about the showdown and encouraging and instigating it.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man. So all right, we actually got right there. Okay, so let me go to the last segment before our commercial break. Let me squeeze this in here, which is the overall lowering of standards. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for checking in. All right, let me see here. All right. I don't know what to call this, right? But I don't know if you heard what Jalen Rose did, dog. What did I call this, dog? Professional athletes speaking in activism, dog. You know what? I hate to be rude, but you know what this freaking genius, dog. And you know, here's the thing is, dog. What this pandemic always showed me big time, dog, is that there's nobody dumber than athletes, dog. Straight up and down, dog. Right now, there's this whole movement of like, oh, we don't need, I want the athletes. We're gonna tell you the real story. You know what? I don't want the real story from you. I appreciate great broadcasters. They all have a role. Okay, some of you fools, and I'm not saying nobody. It always should be balanced, right? But right now, it's going to this whole thing of like, now no more old white men telling the stories. Now we're gonna tell you the thing is, dude, you have a certain point of view. You don't have the whole picture, right? It should be a little bit of both, right? This fool said that we should take down Mount Rushmore, dog. That Mount Rushmore should be brought, that is like a sign of racism. And we shouldn't call, when you say top 5, you shouldn't call, because it's a spitting on the natives and you're retarded. Dude, what's wrong with people, dog? And the thing is that, you know what? He got a nice haircut. He got money. He got a dope lineup. You know, he got a dope, so people listen to him, right? I always forget this fool's name, dog. Ryan Clark. He's another woke
Clark,
eater.
is it Clark? Yeah.
He's the worst, dog. He was medium sized, but he talks so much, dog. He's like, the other day he was on there. Those white guys they were arguing back. He's like, lower your voice at me. Don't talk to me that way. Don't be talking to me that way. Like, you know, taking it to this other thing, dog. Like, it's like every day they go mad. They get paid millions of dollars by ESPN to be up there mad, telling them how everything here is racist. Like, you know, people don't want to watch that. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that you're like fighting for something that you benefit your whole life. You're a professional football player. Your life is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you complaining about? If you don't like your job, don't do it. Go do something else. You don't like the way they get down, go somewhere else. You know? And then, like I said, I do appreciate, I love Charles Barkley. He's great. He's a person that's great, dude, but it's not like automatic, right? We're going through this new, and you know what? Some people, let me tell you people who do it great. There's Knuckleheads. Anybody hear the Knuckleheads podcast? The ex-Clipper guys, they're awesome. They have a great one. Darius Miles, and you know what's dope too? Because they're like regular NBA guys. They're not telling the story of just like the elite ones. They're like the everyday Joneses. They're like, man, I remember the first time I saw Kobe. It's a great show, you know? So there's like a balance, right? But a lot of times, man, just because they're a professional athlete, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. No time has revealed that more than the last couple of years. Focus on what you do. Zlatan was real good. Zlatan is like, you remember who went at LeBron? He was like, shut up. When he was in there, he was like, just do your job. You never hear about Zlatan's political opinion. He just, you know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't mean you can't have one, but now everybody has one. You know, your job is not activist. Reporters, you're not activists. Judges, you're not activists. Sports people, you're not activists. Okay? Activists are activists. Okay? Everything, your HR departments, you're not an activist at your job at Target. This is not the place for the revolution. This is the place to conduct business. So just the lowering, like, you know, there's something about it, dog, and it's like, and then they just, you know, they let them say these ridiculous things, dog, you know? Anyway, final commercial break, then we'll be back. Hollywood Tales, CZALEO.
Non-spitters can relate, they just hate after hearing this, they gonna be pissed, urinate. I ain't worried about the platinum plaques, I ain't worried about going gold, it's probably never gonna happen while I'm
not quite ready to mingle. A 30-day journal to make the most of your single season. It's by me, Chanel, co-host of Brunch with Besties show. You can purchase your journal right now on Amazon by typing in single and not quite ready to mingle. Now is the time to do the work. I'm rooting for you. Go ahead and purchase your journal now. Single and not quite ready to mingle, a 30-day journal to make the most of your single season. Are you ready?
What's that? It's your girl Gina Views. Make sure you are tuned in to Ladies Night every Friday at 7:30.
Hey everybody, this is Mala Munoz, creator and host of Mighty Juanera, a podcast for potheads. Make sure that you tune in to Ladies Night Radio at TGN Latinx.
Yo, what's up? This is Rix.
Yo, this is Rennie.
What up? Dover in the building.
What's good, family? This is Jesse, and this is
Brown Wealth Radio. And make sure to catch us on TGN Latinx every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific, to be specific.
What's up, friends? It's Iron Friends. We're here at the Podcast Pit LA. It was so fun. We came to rep the IE. I think we did a pretty good job. So shout out to the Podcast Pit for having us. Shout out to TGN. You guys should definitely check them out. You should check me out, Saul V. Gomez.
Y'all can find me at I Know Caesar on IG. You can find me at airbear_IE on IG.
And you guys can find the podcast at Iron Friends on every social media network, except for OnlyFans. That's coming soon. So stay tuned. So follow us and follow TGN Podcast Pit. Have a good day, guys.
Hello, it's your friendly neighborhood Beeve here. Tune in. We Don't Make the Rules podcast live Sunday, 5:30, only on the Good News Radio app. Yes, Ersky.
Hey, Michael, that's a dope ass shirt. What is that?
You know what it is. I only rock the Flyers gear, and the Flyers gear can be found with TGN Radio.
Where did you get it?
TGNradio.net. Go onto the page, click TGN Shop Store, and you can get everything you need.
I'm getting mine right now. And make sure y'all do the same. Go get your TGN merch. Enjoy your show.
What's up? I'm Kirsten and Moni, and we are Never Not Extra. Be sure to check us out every Tuesday live at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, only on the Good News Radio app. And if you didn't know, now you know.
Hey everyone, it's the Primos Chidos.
Hopefully you're enjoying this show, but if it sucks, be sure to check out our show, live Thursdays at 12.
Yeah, join me and my sister and basically my brother as we discuss everything from immigration to ejaculation.
If that sounds interesting, then we're the show for you.
Warning, the following podcast features discussion of sensitive topics, graphic content, and uncensored stupidity. Unless otherwise stated, the featured content is not discussed by professionals or experts. TGN and the Primos Cheetos must advise you.
Are you happy with your life, money, career?
I said, all right, man. Welcome back, everybody. 2 o'clock, last half hour. Thank you again, Chris, for coming in last late notice, man, to cover. We appreciate you, big dog. All right.
Claro que
You
sí,
know, man.
hermano.
You know what? Charlie checked in on the chat. He says we're progressing into our own extinction. 100%, big dog. Charlie always has some real dope shit to say. I might want to show one of these days, man. All right, everybody. So thank you for checking in. Right now, like I said, this is actually my favorite section, man, of the show, man. It's called Hollywood Tales, where I tell you guys a story about here, the Southland, this magical place that I tell everybody it's not what they think it is, right? It's a special crossroads of the world, right? You know what I was thinking of? I'm going to do a thing on the Santa Ana winds. Even that is a whole thing, right? These special, they say that people go crazy, right? Just this weird special place with this weather that attracts everybody, every ethnicity of every cross of this world, and all kind of shit happened in this town that we call Los Angeles. California dreaming. All right, man. So today we're going to tell a tale of a man who, depending on who you are, you're going to see as a maniac, but some people see as a hero. We're going to tell the story of Christopher Dorner. It's almost like a movie, okay? Christopher Dorner was a man who grew up here in Southern California. He actually grew up in Norwalk. That's where my wife actually grew up from. Norwalk, Norwalk is actually, back in the days, when he grew up, it was still some white folks there, right? It's mostly it's like second, third generation Chicano folks, you know what I'm saying? And there's some like myself folks too, and then there was just some white folks back in the day, right? So he grew up there. There wasn't many black folks, so he actually experienced some racism there, right? He went through life experiencing that a couple of times, and every time he would report it, he would instead of somebody doing justice, he would get in trouble. People will say, "You're like, no, it's actually you're the problem," right? When he went to the military, right? He also was in the military. He experienced similar things, right? And he was always like trying to fight for justice, right? He was like one of these people, like, you know, you've been in the military, both of you guys get all kind of guys, right? Some people are like real intense about certain things, right? But then they're kind of crazy in their own way, right? When people tell the tale of him, though, like his friends who were close to him, some people, like he was like the nicest person ever, dude, like, you know. But he was somebody that he would really trip out on injustice. Like injustice is something that just really made him mad. So he would try to go. Then he tried to, after the military, he joined the LAPD. And out there, when he was training with the captains, you know, somebody used the N-word and he reported them. And then instead of them getting in trouble, he got a demerit. Like he got like in trouble, and he was like seen as a troublemaker, right? So he ended up having a career there in LAPD, and then he actually had to go to the Marines and when he came back, he wasn't trained right, so he was just off from the beginning, and he was just never really liked. And then one time they arrested somebody, and it was with a lady cop, but the lady cop did police abuse. She like kicked some fool that was already down in the chest, and then he told the truth. He was like, "No, she did the wrong thing." But then, so long story short, he had like a big life of every time he would try to do the right thing, he would end up getting reprimanded. Right, like the blue wall. You know what I'm saying? The police, they don't play that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're like up there snitching on the team, they don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a policeman, but that's what I've heard. Right? So then, dude, he, you know, so then, and also he had this lawyer that was supposed to represent him, and then within the cops that he didn't do a good job. This guy called, I think, Wong, it was his last name. So he was always just done dirty, dog. Like one day, and then finally they ended up actually firing him. They actually ended up firing the poor guy, right? You know, they said he had disciplinary problems. They said he was like kind of hard to work with, but other people said he was like the best guy in the world, right? So it's just LAPD politics. You know, I don't know about it, right? But if you put reports on people, then, you know, it ends up messing up the record and you can't really move up, right? You guys are military, you know, it's very much about what's on paper and all that, right?
Yeah. Once you're on a certain list, or once you've done something, it takes a while to get forgiven.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's go with it. You know what, man? So then one day, dude, he just wilded out, dog. He said, you know what? He wrote a manifesto, and he said, I'm tired of this. You messed with the wrong one. I don't know what exactly. People don't know what went wrong in his his major malfunction was, dog. But he said, I had it, dog. And he started getting revenge, dog. The first people he ended up murdering was this young couple, which was the granddaughter of the guy Wong I told you, like his bad lawyer. He ended up murdering her and her they had just got engaged like 4 days earlier, dog. Right there in Orange County. In a parking garage, right? And the way they figured out once they started, because it was he let out 14 shots on them, but nobody heard it, right? So it must have been a silencer. So the little dog, they started piecing it together, and they figured like this is one of ours, right? It's because of the way he was moving, right? So then there was this other cop who he had wrote his whole manifesto. He's like, I'm gonna get you all, you're all gonna pay for your family, blah blah blah. There was this one lady who had been scared about him already. When word got to her finally that this happened, and she found the last name, she's like, wait a second, I know it's that fool. So then they went on Facebook and they found it. And they were like, "Oh my God!" So they became this thing, dude. This fool went around. Do you remember this? Do you guys remember when this happened here?
Yeah, I do. The Orange County apartments were by where I live, so the story was intriguing to me from the get-go.
Oh, that's right. You were around there, right? You were around there. Yeah. So then it became a giant manhunt all over Southern California. Because the police were now looking for one of their own, and he knew their tactics. He knew how they moved. He ended up shooting this other cop on the freeway, and they stopped him, and he laughed about it. He ended up shooting these other folks, and then the LAPD they were like super scared too. So then all of a sudden, every cop everywhere was like being hunted, right? So then they ended up there were these two like ladies, I think in San Pedro, 74 and 90, dog, going to drop off newspapers. They shot at their car 100 times. The lady survived miraculously, right? This other poor guy in La Puente, dude, this truck owner too, he got shot at like 100 times too. And it's like 3, and then the LAPD, and the thing is like that fool specifically like in a gray Tacoma, they were like red fucking red Dodge, fucking just blasted it, dog, you know? So the people ended up, it was like this tense time, right? The police were on edge, right? So long story short, man, they actually ended up, and then he was smart. He knew all the place. He ended up going to San Diego and pretending this guy, he tried to pretend to steal a boat and tell him, I'm going to Mexico. So then there was reports. So then they had everybody, he knew that everybody would go to the border. So that's what they did. So he had everybody in Mexico looking for him to go, but he was in San Bernardino in the mountains. And he went up there and then he battled out with some other fool and he killed some other fool. Right. So then he was just determined. He was like, you know what, dude, I hate it. I hate what they did to me, and I'm going to get my payback. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, man, they found where he was, and then they ended up burning him. Like the LAPD came, dog, and you know he still battled out with them, killed one of them up there. But then eventually, you know, you can't fight the law, man, because the law will win, dog. Like, so it's just a crazy tale, right? Every now and then, you know, there's a lot of conspiracies about it, right? There's a lot of like, did he really do it? Like, who really was he, right? What did he really know about the LAPD? What secrets did he have, right? Because he had secrets on somebody, dog, you know? So just a crazy, crazy story, right? Christopher Dorner, like, you know, some people like, you know, he did get injustice, you know. Now, but it touches, this story touches me in a lot of ways because I also like, I was seeing this thing about yesterday on Netflix about Martin Scarelli. You guys remember that guy? Remember the guy who bought the Wu-Tang album?
Yeah.
That asshole guy. Then he bought the medicines and he made, but then he he's real proud. Like when the Wu-Tang was like Wu-Tang threatened him, right? They're like, we're gonna come get you. And that fool was like, motherfucker, I don't give I feel like sometimes when I see stuff like that, I feel like it reminds me of me. I'm very prideful. We can all have, as men, we can have pride, right? But you can't let it get the best of you. Like Dorner, like he was done injustice, but he had to like show everybody that he's better. He was like, I'm gonna have the last word. You know, you have to fight that urge. You know, sometimes we lose it. And we're like, I have to show everybody I'm right, dude. The way that you win, dog, is to succeed. Win by succeeding.
Yeah.
Or even like sometimes us as men, they leave the one woman, right? And she does shit to you, and then don't ever come back and hit you. There's no winning. There's no winning fighting a woman. No, you have to just move on, take the L, and succeed in life. That's how you win, right? You're always gonna lose the other way. It's just like sometimes, you know, it gets the best. Even if you're righteous, dog, you know, you can't take lives either. You know, you're not God. You know what I'm saying? And we all want our revenge, but here in America, dog, you get that revenge legally, dog. You get it on paper. You know, so you know, just one of those tales that's very gray. There's very gray. I don't, you know, he's wrong in that. You know, he did have injustice. He got those people back, dog. You know, they're messing with his career and his livelihood. You know, he served the country. Like, kind of reminds me of Falling Down. Kind of reminds me of what's that movie with Dead Presidents, right? At the end, he's like, you know, everything I did for this country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Any thoughts on that when it happened to you guys? You know,
I think I remember experience or what I read that he was also looking for the same. Well, he was a captain, in the Navy.
Yeah, he had moved up. Yeah, he was.
So
right.
I think that a lot what they do is former military, when they go into law enforcement, I think they're also looking for the same camaraderie that they had in the service.
Right.
And
you don't get it.
It's a different. It's
right.
The police department, or at least I'm not a police officer, but you know, it's a job, and it's a different type of job. You know,
it's not that brotherhood.
It's not that. It's not that. It's different, and people are gunning for their own. You know, their own stripes. People are gunning for their own position, right?
It's like politics and career. And he's like, I'm here to fucking. I'm trying to do justice. It's not a place for like if you're trying to fight crime. It's like that's not the place, right? Like,
I mean, you know, much appreciate, you know, law enforcement that do their job.
Shout out to my dude Ozzy. Ozzy always watching the show. He's a great cop. He's a good cop.
Yeah, tons of good cops out there, man. But I think the system, and I'm not knocking the police officers themselves. I think the system in general, it's not designed like that. It's not like the military where it's more camaraderie and.
Race in the military takes a step back. You address race and you talk about race, but at some point it's just not really that relevant as I would imagine it is in the law enforcement too. But I remember just a lot of layers to it. He reminded me actually of Dokes. If anyone's seen the show Dexter.
Oh, Dexter, Dokes,
And Dokes had a you know, tricky past and weird things happen, but at the end he always had this moral thing to him, and this guy reminded me a lot of that. You know, there's some imperfections, and like you say, he shouldn't have shot or killed anyone, but there was also some stuff uncovering. Maybe I remember at the end, at first I was scared. Like I said, I saw that he was on video and everything around my area, but at the end I was kind of starting to believe him. And and I when I think about him, I thought about him a lot. When I think about him, I think that he was like an action movie that didn't finish his way. Like he was like a Steven Seagal movie that had the secret tape that was going to expose the governor. But they did kill him before he was able to expose him.
You know, that's why like
and get his friend out of jail and all that.
Yeah, you know? Like the theory I had about like I don't like the fact that nobody can ever escape jail, because every time somebody escapes jail, it's always like murderer and rapist. Like the media be lying. Like you said, like in the movie. Like if it was a movie, like if he was the good guy, like right when he's doing the good thing and the media's lying on him, but at the end in the movie, they always at the end they fix it and they're clear their name, but he didn't. So I don't know. Like, is there some element of that to that, dog? That's, you know what I'm saying? I always felt that way too. Like, what if maybe I don't trust them? I don't trust. There's something there, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because they burned that food, dog. You know,
was the manifesto?
I didn't believe the fire.
He came out.
I said that was the other thing.
It's hard to find, but
did he really die in the fire?
Did he? Yeah, or did they do something else?
I remember thinking, did he die in the fire?
Yeah, dog. So just an interesting rabbit hole, guy. It's no rabbit, but it's also a tale here of Southern California, man, and the people that come around this town, man. So RIP to everybody involved in that story. Just a sad story all around, I think, man, you know. All right, we got some people that we got some all right. If she say right here, that's awesome. Thank you. I love this show. You can have it any place else. Congrats, CZALEO. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. All right, guys. So That's that. You know, so since we actually had right now, we're gonna have to freestyle. So we're about to do some straight entertainment, everybody.
Let's go. I'm ready.
This is the part of the show where we're supposed to have a guest, and we have a guest Q&A. We got told yesterday that guest couldn't make it, right? So we're gonna make this thing happen, dog. So instead of the usual, what you all about? We did this with you already one time, Chris, right?
Yeah. Can I bring up a topic to go back to a topic real quick?
Yeah, go back to a topic and stuff too. Then I actually had an idea for a new segment I want to bring on, and I want to kind of lay it on you guys and see what you think.
Awesome. I was gonna say about the sports thing and the athletes. I question if they have pressure more than ever to do social justice. I feel like are they being constantly told? Because I can't.
Yeah, the community that. Yeah,
always a thing. And I just want to make it clear to any athlete, to me, and I think to most people, it makes more of a difference if I see a black athlete high five a white athlete on a team, as opposed to a black athlete saying, "I'm not gonna stand up for the flag." You know, the positive thing weighs more, and it makes me believe in humanity, mankind, and sports transcends all that. So it's like we don't need to have those messages there. Just you.
It used to be a unifier.
Enough. It's a unifier, exactly. Sports is
not a divider.
Yes. You know, so we shouldn't use it to divide. You know what I mean? There's this big thing. I don't know. You're gonna have to cut me off, bro. Because
no, we got time. We actually got time, bro. So we're with it.
The Derek Jeter documentary is out right now. It's awesome. It's called The Captain. It's on ESPN. I'm a big fan of baseball. Long story short, I feel like there's an episode where they jump too much into the social justice whole thing.
Everything, bro.
All the time. And there's this comment. There's one guy. He says this thing. I don't think his choice of words was right, but he said Derek Jeter's colorless, and it didn't feel good to the people. But the way he explained it was okay. I think what he wanted to say was Derek Jeter is identifiable to everyone. Where it's not 100%. Just a race and a thing. Everyone loves Derek Jeter. And I think this show addressing that, it's kind of forcing more of the other issues that's like, again, here we go.
Yeah, because
we
truly,
don't need that in sports. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal take.
No, I'm with you, big dog. Yeah, it goes again to like the whole idea that I don't understand why everybody thinks we're from the 60s. Or even like with everything, dude. The 60s, you know how long it's 60 years ago. The 60s were 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Women's suffrage. I wish I could pull up the pictures of women's suffrage movements. You're talking about the early 1900s. When you see the way people are dressed, you'll laugh. Okay, there's been a whole bunch of shit in between. We do not live in those times. You know what? I used to hate on Michael Jordan. He used to be like, his saying was that, hey, Michael Jordan was actually smart. He said Republicans buy shoes too. Damn, dog. I used to back down. I was like, no, he's wrong, but he gonna stand up. Nah, he was right, dog. He was right, dog, because you can't mess up the money, dog. And everybody today,
what it is.
They're messing up the money. You don't
mess up
get
the money.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're just all being brainwashed. And shout out to the few people who stand up and don't. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people who are fighting it. Shout out to them, dog, because you might be some social pressure from the community. I would imagine, dog. Like, I mean, if you said you got to be with everybody. Or sometimes, Maine told me something really odd, man. Shout out to I'm gonna have Maine on here, dog. He told me something because I've been posting crazy stuff, and Maine, he understands what I'm trying to do. He knows that I'm not he knows who I really am, right? And I will say sometimes there's things to be criticized about Barack Obama. Okay, Barack Obama's not a perfect person, but he said the thing about that, dog, he's like, you're right, but you can't touch Black Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like it's true, dog. You know what I'm saying? He's like, it's hard to when somebody's so big to some people that, you know what I'm saying, it's like hard to bring them down. They take it like as a personal attack, but it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, man. So let me. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think that on Chris's point, I also think that maybe the athletes are also getting pressured from the outlets that they work for.
Yeah.
And what's the overall agenda? We got to understand and believe that there's censorship in media as far as like
back to ESG. We have an episode about everybody has to fall in line. You fall in line,
absolutely.
You get the money.
I
fall in line and you get the money.
Right. Yeah. I think that the outlets want to see that. They want that's part of the agenda. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Man. It's like
it feels that way.
They dangle those carrots. Like if you don't do it, then you don't get this and shit, dude. And it's like that sucks, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, people don't understand though. That's slavery, man.
Yeah, man.
Some scary times, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know what I'm thinking about? So I had this idea, man, about a new segment. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna do all the segments every episode. I'm gonna try moving them around, right? But one segment that I thought of was I'm gonna call it the greatest era, right? Because one thing I believe is that the peak of humanity was like 78 to like 2002. Right? That's like the greatest era of America, of culture, of movies, of everything, right? And I'm gonna dive into like little different sections, right? So like the house parties era, right? And the rebels and the house music, right? Also, like I was talking about this with Ace yesterday. You guys remember that the New Jack era? You guys remember the New Jack era? Like people don't like those years when those movies came out, like Mo Money, right? Like Bobby Brown, like Help Him DeVoe. You know, like that 88 through like 94, like before hip hop really took over, and when black music was coming more urban, right? But also movies, right? There's like this little golden era. There's little movies that came out in that time that everybody forgets. You know what I'm saying? It's like the skipped over period. Teddy Riley, you know what I'm saying? All them fools, they didn't make it to the heart. When rap became hard, they all like moved on from them. They were like R&B, rap-ish, you know what I'm saying? What was another thing I was gonna hit in that? But just that, dog. Just like this kind of like things from
the Bugs Bunny hip hop shirt era. Or are we kind of in that era? The Bugs Bunny hip hop shirt.
Oh, the Bugs Bunny hip hop shirt era. There you go. Yeah, dog. You know, or Saturday morning television.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, man.
What that was in itself, right? Saturday morning television was it's Saved by the Bell. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, that's what I'm thinking. What do you think, dog? You think that's a good one?
That's a great one. It has so many things that could. I see, I'm picturing the era. I remember black ladies with the short mushroom haircut look. Whenever I see those videos,
the Halle Berry.
I want to see it. Like, I remember it was a feel good era. You know what I mean?
That's right, dog. Yeah, dog.
I saw something on the women's the basketball team on ESPN. I think it's a documentary on the women's basketball team, the first Dream Team, and they have a lot of those styles the way they started. And it was this great story.
Oh, really? Nice, dog. Yeah, you know, that's like it's like this weird time period, you know. It's a time period where I feel like a lot of things changed, a lot of things got introduced. What's else? Like, you know, Microsoft, like, dude, everything came up in that. Video games, you know, Mario Bros, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, fighting games. It
was like pop culture was cool and fun, kind of. It was
the zenith of pop culture, like the zenith of pop culture, like what it like the ultimate peak, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like right now, pop culture is just remembering old pop culture, you know? A lot of the memes and everything, like a lot of the memes, if you're not from a certain time period, you're just not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, you have to know how to connect all. That's why memes are like, they're like art in a way. They're like, you know, they're like this own. They really are, dog. They're more than if you do the right meme, it can say 19 things at once, dog. You know what I'm saying? With just a picture and a sentence, dog. You know, but it has to. You have to be you have to know things that connect with. Like, not everybody's gonna get a New York Undercover reference mixed with a Harry Potter reference, dog. You know what I'm saying? But some people will, dog. You know, some people are gonna be able to connect the dots between the Ice Cube verse and a Van Gogh painting. You know what I'm saying? And it's out there. If you do it the right way, you're like, oh, you know, the eye looks to you. Know what I'm saying? It's like it's nuts, dog. You know, and it's very interesting stuff.
Did you do a meme of the day today?
Oh, did I skip? Oh yeah, let's do it, dog. I have it. Oh, let me do. You're right. I skipped it, dog, because we did the news, dog. Let's do it right now. Great idea, dog. And I do have the picture. Hold on a second. Meme of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Meme of the day. Did I load it up? Please tell me that I did.
Let's see how we can connect this one.
All right. So, anyways, guys.
I think
there's
a lot of cool things about the 70s that I'd like to learn more about. I feel like the 70s were a good age to grow in. Like most men who were born in the 70s, they're really cool guys, and I gotta admit they could like build a little bit better than me. You know,
Sure,
they know how to make things just a little bit more than me, even if they're not big on it. They know.
Yeah, I got a big theory on that. You know, they took all that out of schooling. You know, they took all the skills, the skill building. You know, all that. You know, they start taking that. The Democrats in the 80s, they start taking that.
No, that we're the generation that we got lied to. Like we all saw that they used to be printing class. They used to be auto shop. Like we all saw like the rooms were still there and the mechanic, but it's like nothing works. Nothing works. Welding. Yeah, we're the welding. We got tricked into you have to go to college and become a social worker.
But kids were coming out of high school, mechanics, welders, woodworkers.
Yeah. The other day I remember when we got on the show, we met one of Keith's friend. And I gave him props because I remember when I did this, I've done loans and stuff too. Our generation is this generation, and he did the right thing because he was continuing his family business. He was here helping them. They had this giant. Our generation is the generation that like our parents had a gardening business, they had an ice cream truck, they had a little liquor store, and all their daughters and sons were like, "I will never do that. I'm gonna be a sociology major and a teacher and a psychologist." And their business, instead of them having a thriving, instead of them putting all their efforts in their smart into making their business bigger and growing and making it a brand and making it franchises, they all gave their talents away for $60,000 and a stupid title. You know what I'm saying? we're like that generation that I give them proud because no, like the people who are smart. If you're any business that your parent, even if the business is giving newspapers or tortilla shop, grow it. It's yours.
You could grow it.
Don't go give your time to some company, to somebody else, so they can get rich. If your parents started an ice cream truck, get 4 ice cream trucks. Make it a topo with chili cheese fries and tamales in there.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? They make money every day. You know what I'm saying? Like real money, not like tax money. And I work for a person.
Isn't that the American dream?
No, we got tricked, dog. Like we're the generation of those people who got tricked, dog. So
that's the American dream. Coming, doing your own thing, right?
Yeah, supposed to, but they took it away. They tricked us that it's not. They tricked that it's not, that we're not supposed to be self-sufficient and have our own guns and grow our own land and do our own jobs. It's like get a job and get a career, join the rat race. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's a great
join the rat race?
Is I'm gonna do one day is American Psycho, man. American Psycho is like so just capitalism and like on the other end when fools who are super successful, right? But we're all everybody's chasing that even on lower levels, dog.
Yeah.
Let me show the meme of the week real quick, dog. That was funny, man. For those listening on the radio, it's a picture of Harambe and the CDC, and this is breaking news. CDC confirms that monkeypox is the ghost of Harambe, enacting his inevitable revenge.
Oh, man.
And you know what? It goes to that, right? Just what I was talking about, how memes, how they connect things, right? You got Harambe, right?
Right there, boom, just like that.
And it's you know what? It also goes back to the other ideas I have about like how people went back in time. There's something going on with the space or CERN. Like somebody messed with the time. Like ever since that happened, like we know we got Trump elected and the virus, and it's like something has happened in the world that's gone upside down. Men are women. We got 85 genders and shit. Like,
you remember when the poles shift? There was a thing, the theory that the poles had shifted.
Yeah, that happened one time too, right? Yeah, dog.
So I think that ever since then.
Yeah.
Oh, remember how 2012 was supposed to happen, but then it didn't? Maybe it did, but we didn't know
it. It did.
And then the time started over again. Because then even like Spider-Man, but now like multiverses, it's like very part of the jargon. It's very much everywhere. The whole idea, right, of multiverses and starting the because when I was a kid, I knew about those ideas because I used to read comic book back. That was a very common thing, and because that's how they started over there.
But it wasn't mainstream.
But it wasn't mainstream. If you thought the most, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, nerd?" Right? But now people talk about it, you know. So that was funny, right? Because it's like it's now it's monkeypox, right? And then even that, like, you know, it's like this is a simulation.
In your notes, you had a you feel like there's something that's gonna happen that they're trying to like hide us from, or there's like something that's some ancient monster about to come out, and
or something.
Is someone coming for us, and they're trying to deter this from happening, or what's really the
or really the movie, like we're not involved, but there's some heroes that are doing something that are like we're doing this, but eventually it's gonna work out because they're trying to stop the demons from coming.
Yeah,
like, are we opening up portals or something? Yeah, right. Like what's happened, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not very shocked from aliens. I'm not very surprised if we get aliens. It wouldn't
Chris,
be
Chris, on the alien thing, you were in the service. I was in the service. It was not something that they talked about, but like as openly as they talk about it now. And when I was in school, they didn't want you to think into those things.
Right. I feel like even movies are like Jurassic Park. I'm not trying to spoil it or anything, but it gave us this really opening of like, be ready for change and unexpected things. And
you
can coexist with everything and everyone. And even if it's not people, it's like,
prepare to love a dinosaur. Like even that monkey, remember the movie that came out with the monkeys and shit? Like the Planet of the Apes too, right? Like, yeah, like they're trying to, like, if you go into conspiracies, a big part of it is that they have to tell you what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like they have to tell you what they're gonna do. It's a big part of it, the whole ritual. Right, like they have to say it. They do it in front. They actually do everything in front of your face. Like even like it's all just ritual. Like even the whole thing we just went through, the whole masking and all that. It's all just been. It's just a dance that we all like. I always think about it. I went to Seattle when everything was going on. Super woke town, dog. You know, and it was like everywhere you go, it's like everybody. You know, I had a pic. Nobody knows if my card is real. Like the picture of something that I have, but it's like if you were somebody who was traveling in time and you came and you looked at everybody, you're like, this is. It's just a giant ritual of getting people to comply. You know, it's like like, can we make them dance? Can we make? It's like everybody, I had to put this on. I had to do this. And the person, the waiter, the fucking $5.75 an hour waiter had to go. Oh, I'm a doctor expert. I can tell that's a real thing. Okay, we have to do this dance, and then you can come to the store. Come here, and you have to do this dance. You have to rub your belly, go like this, and now you go. We have to go. That's what they're getting us to do. Like, what else can we make them do? Like, we got to know what idiots. Now we're gonna make them do this. Like, what else can we make them do? What else can we make them do? That's what they keep doing to us.
I'm so glad you reminded me, dude. It's real quick. Everyone's been traveling a lot. At the airport right now was more packed than ever. Everyone's traveled, so everyone has gotten an experience of the airport. You see how crazy it is, right? If you don't like it, that's where we're headed. I feel like the airport is a little test of the world and how much they can control us. If you like the airport, that's what we're living all the time in the next 3 to 5 years. Be careful.
Okay. Man, you can't do this. Yeah, what are you doing there? It's terrible, dog. It's the end of freedom, dog. I hate it. Dog.
Yeah.
All right. And you know what's dope? Because we're on YouTube, though. So we can just, the radio's over, right? They go up, but we can carry on. So there's no reason to go up. But we're out of time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, for checking in. Chris, thank you, Doc, for stepping. Chris is going to be back next week, man. I'm actually going to have my son on here next week, too, man. You got to get to know him.
Nice.
Start doing his, he wants to be on here. I love that.
That's great.
One at a time, man. But thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody, for logging in. Thank you for all the love we're getting out there. Keep hitting me up on the DMs. You know what, man? I'm looking for people to go back and forth with, man. If you know somebody out there who thinks that they have the opposite, who has opposite thoughts than I do, and can give me a battle, who can give me a good back and forth, bring them to me, dog. I want to be challenged. I want this to be a space, not to be a scary place where you can't come. I want this to be a place where ideas are thrown out, right? This is a place for ideas. I know it all because I want you to watch, right? I want you to say, fuck that guy, but I don't know it all. And I'm willing to learn, right? And I hope you're willing to learn too, man. So if you know people out there who can give me a good back and forth, a good 1-2, bring them my way. I wanna start talking to people. All right, because we got to do this, man. Much love to everybody. Shout out to everybody. TGN Latinx, The Good News Radio. Hank, my dog. Love you, man. Peace.
Hey, guys, thank you.
All right, big dog. Thank you, Chris. My man.
All right.